Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on place value part 2. In the previous video we introduced the idea of place value. In this video we will continue with this idea to see how we can change the value of numbers by increasing or decreasing their place value. Let's look at the number 35. For the above number, it is clear that 5 is in the units column. It has a place value of 5 times 1 equals 5. The 3 is in the tens column. It has a place value of 3 times 10 equals 30. Now, how do we increase the value of 35 by 1? Simple. We just increase the number in the units column by 1. So, 36 is 1 greater than 35. So all you do is you take this 5 and you make it a 6. And that gives us 36 is 1 greater than 35. Furthermore, how do we increase the value of 35 by 10? Simple. We just increase the number in the tens column by 1. So, 45 is 10 greater than 35. So see this 3, just make it a 4. So 45 is 10 greater than 35. Let's look at 246. 6 is in the units column and it has a place value of 6 times 1 equals 6. 4 is in the tens column and it has a place value of 4 times 10 equals 40. 2 is in the hundreds column and it has a place value of 2 times 100 equals 200. Now we'll continue with this sum on the next slide. And here it is, so we've still got the number 246. Now, how do we increase the value of 246 by 1? Simple. We just increase the number in the units column by 1. Make that a 7. So, 247 is 1 greater than 246. Furthermore, how do we increase the value of 245 by 10? Simple. We just increase the number in the tens column by 1. So make this number a 5. So 256 is 10 greater than 246. Finally, how do we increase 246 by 100? Simple. We just increase the number in the hundreds column by 1. So increase this from 2 up to 3. So 346 is 100 greater than 246. Let's have another quick look at base 10 blocks. We saw in a previous video how to use base 10 blocks to write numbers. And remember, the little cube stood for 1. These little 10 cubes on top of each other to form like a straight diagram like that. That represents 10. And this flat here, that represents 100 because it's 10 by 10. And we saw that in the previous video. Using base 10 blocks to change the value of a given number. Represent 34 using base 10 blocks and then increase the value of 34 by 2 using base 10 blocks. So this is all about base 10 blocks. So here's 34 using base 10 blocks. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. That's straightforward. Now, we're going to increase the value of 34 by 2. So this was the original 34 here. See that one there? That part there was the original 34. And we've just added 2. And that gives us 36. So 10, 20, 30 plus 6 altogether, because we've added 2. That gives us 36, which is an increase from the original number by 2. Represent 23 using base 10 blocks. And then increase the value of 23 by 30 using base 10 blocks. Now this is an interesting one. So here's 23, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. We have to increase this value by 30. Now have a look at the original diagram we had, which is here. Okay. Which is exactly the same as that diagram there. But look what we've done to increase this value here by 30. We've just added 3 of those, 10, 20, 30. So now we have, this full number here is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 53. And look, from 23 to 53 is an increase of 30. So that's one interesting way of increasing the value of numbers using base 10 blocks.